video day, guys. So for today's video, I have a super exciting video for you guys because I have been waiting for this product to arrive on my doorstep. So this is my first ever Hourglass holiday palette. Last year I wanted to pick up their palette and I actually didn't. And this year, I don't know, there was something about it that I said, you know what, I am doing it. I'm gonna get it. So, and here it is. This is the Hourglass Ghost Palette. So this just released right now for the holidays of 2019. I'm super excited to share with you guys all of my first impression thoughts. But before we get into the Ghost, I wanna quickly introduce myself to you. My name is Christina Brooke and this is the Glam Ranch. I would love it if you would just take 1 second to hit that subscribe button and join the Glam Ranch family. So in this video, I'm gonna be telling you all the details about the palette. I'm also gonna try it on for you guys, show you guys how I applied it today, and then give you guys some thoughts. And yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to get into, so let's go ahead and let's get into the Hourglass Ghost right now. So the first thing we always talk about is the packaging. So when you do get this product, it comes in this highly reflective outer carton that says Ambient Lighting Edit Ghost Palette. And when you take it out, it is extremely highly reflective as well. This is literally like a mirror. This is a mirror. Like, hi. Is a super highly reflective outer packaging. It's also going to get your fingers. Every single place that you put your fingers is going to leave a finger mark. So that's something that's, you know, a little bit messy, but it is a highly reflective packaging. And when you turn it around, it is in a plastic container. So the packaging is supposed to reflect like this ghost feel. So you guys see it's like a plastic container that's supposed to look like ghostish. Now, I will tell you guys, the plastic container does feel a little bit cheap. I was hoping that it didn't, but it's very lightweight because I have picked up some of these other palettes before from Hourglass and they are a little bit more weighted. If you guys can see it, it looks like a plastic like carton, and I will tell you, it looks a lot cheaper than their other palettes. I know that the whole idea was to make it look modern and cool and call it Ghost and release it just before October. And it's an interesting, cool idea. It just does look a little bit on the cheaper side for being Hourglass, and that is just my personal opinion on it. Overall, the packaging is okay. It's a cute concept, but it does make it look a little bit less luxurious than it should. You also do get a really nice size mirror. The mirror itself is super clear, very functional, super nice. Love this mirror. So then once we jump into the inside of this palette, you are getting 3 existing shades and 3 brand new shades. So the 3 existing shades are up on the top, and those are, so the 3 existing shades are on the top row. It's dim light, diffused light, and iridescent strobe. Those 3 are supposed to be highly successful shades from their brand that they wanted to put into this palette. And then the 3 bottom shades, these are the brand new shades to the palette, and it is the bronzer in Eternal Bronze Light, the strobe blush in Iridescent Rose, and the blush in Sublime Flush. So these 3 are brand new shades. These 3 are existing shades. Like I told you guys before, I don't own any of their previous palettes, so I am totally fine with getting 3 of their very successful shades inside of this palette and being able to try 3 brand new shades. So to me, it's actually a win-win, but I can see if you own a bunch of these palettes, you probably don't want to keep on buying the same shades. So they are saying on the website that this is a limited edition palette. It does retail you $80 US. So Hourglass is saying on their website this is an all-in-one palette. It does have some bestsellers in it. Of course, I did end up picking this palette up. There was also a beautiful blush quad that was part of this Ghost collection. I almost picked it up, but since there is 2 blushes in here, I decided let me just go with this palette that has 2 blushes in it and a lot of other products that I don't own from Hourglass, then also buying the blush quad as well. So now let's go ahead and let's get into the application. I want to show you guys how I applied this product. Let's go ahead and try this Hourglass Ghost palette. I have it right here. So I do know you need to use a smaller brush, because judging by the size of these pans, this is a small brush. You guys can see this one works really good. This is a Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush, and it works really nice to get into these powders. So this one up here is called Dim Light, and it's their finishing powder. And then the one right next to it is called Diffused Light, and it's also a finishing powder. So these 2 are finishing powders. I was watching the Hourglass video, and they basically said that this one is great for putting all over the face. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and place this. I only have foundation on and my eye makeup and lipstick because I was already filming another video, but I was waiting to do my powder and everything for this product to get here. So let's use this one all over the face. My face definitely needs to be set. Now, just upon using this palette for the first time, I don't love the size of these pans. I literally feel like I would just want to go into those two together just so I can use a bigger brush, because this brush is fine. It's just not my preferred method of putting on powder. I like a little bit of a bigger brush, but I do have a small face, so it should be okay. So after putting that on, I feel like I have a really nice, subtle, glistening look to my face, but it also feels a little powdered down, so I actually really like that. Now, I did see on Hourglass that they said that like to use this one in the center of the face to kind of cancel out redness, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use it right in the center. I think that did a brightening effect. I really like that. Ooh, I mean, on the monitor, I like it. I like this on the monitor. Okay, so it gives me a really nice, pretty glow. Now, I honestly think I would just do this. But I do think that it did a very nice job in giving me just like a really nice, pretty, glowy sheen, but also set down my face really nice. So I feel like I really like that powder. Now, cool thing is these two, I don't feel like I own anything similar to these in my entire collection. Like if I could compare this to any other face palette, I don't think I own anything similar to that. So that makes me really happy. Now for bronzer, I'm going to jump into the bronzer right here. So this one right here is called their Eternal Bronze Light. This is a new shade for them. I'm going to try using my favorite bronzer brush. This is the multi-purpose brush from Moda. Just going to, yeah, I can totally use it. Thank God, because this is the only brush I like to use. Let's see. Ooh, I like that bronzer color. Okay, so this is a pretty, oh, that's a pretty bronzer. Okay, so this is pretty. Okay, so the blend is really good, like really nice. Okay, so I love this bronzer. This bronzer is really, really, really pretty. It's a little bit more cool toned of a bronzer than it is warm, but it has a really pretty undertone to it when you put it on. Really like that. Okay, so now there's two blushes in here to try on. So I've got two cheeks. We're gonna take advantage of that, and then I'll fix it after the fact. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into number 5, which is this beautiful color right here. It has that marble that I love that Hourglass does. It's so pretty. And it's number 5. It's called Strobe Blush Iridescent Rose. So I'm gonna grab this one right here, Iridescent Rose, and let's put it on this cheek. Oh, that's pretty. You guys see how pretty that blush is? Ooh. I love that. Okay, so wow, that's a pretty blush. That's a pretty blush. Okay, so let me clean off this brush, and then let's grab into the one right next door. Now this one here is more pinky, and this is called Sublime Flush. Okay, so this one's definitely more pinky. I prefer this color than I like this color. This one reminds me more of like that really pale Barbie pink, you know what I mean? But it looks pretty on the cheeks, and a lot of people love the color. I just prefer this kind of color on my skin tone than this one, but I would definitely wear this one. I would just grab this one more. I think I honestly would like the most mixing these two together. So this one here is Iridescent Rose, and this is Sublime Flush. I like Iridescent Rose better. But these are very, very beautiful blushes. What I really like is they're super pigmented. Like, honestly, guys, I think that I went a little heavy-handed on both of them. And I love them both. I think they're beautiful. So I'm just gonna kind of smooth this out. I'm gonna just jump into both of these and then just kind of apply them together just to kind of like get these colors a little bit similar. This tends to always happen to me that I can't find my favorite highlighter brush when I'm filming. But I'm just going to use this one right here, and I'm just going to grab into this. Ooh, that is nice and powdery, so that could be good. And then, let's see. Oh my gosh, this has a really pretty pink undertone to it, which I actually really love. This is a very soft highlight, but you definitely see the highlight. I actually thought that this was going to be more subtle than it is. But obviously I'm using more of a condensed brush to apply this. So that's a really pretty subtle highlight. And I think it's really, really nice. You guys can see it glowing there, right? I see it glowing there. It's there. So I used every single one of the colors inside of this new palette, and this is the face look. You guys can see that really pretty highlight. The face looks really glowy and nice, and yeah. So now let's go ahead and let's get into my final thoughts. All right, guys, so you guys saw it. This is the final look using this product, and I have to tell you guys, I am highly impressed. There was a moment that I was saying, I want to compare this to maybe some other palettes or face palettes that I have in my collection, and I wanted to kind of do like a, is this worth it? But when applying these powders to my face, I honestly am going to tell you guys, I don't think I've ever felt such lightweight, very evenly dispersed powders. And I was looking in my collection for another palette that I felt gave me a very similar vibe to this one, and I don't have one. And this is the type of palette that I feel like is a very everyday, beautiful palette. And I feel a lot of my other face palettes always have like that high beamy highlighter in it, and even like the powders are more stark, they're a little bit more exaggerated, and this is not exaggerated at all. These dim light shades down here that I know are their best sellers and everybody talks about it, they are so beautiful. The powder is so fine. The powder is so finely milled that when you're applying it to your face, you don't even feel like you're putting on powder, but it does set down your face and it gives you this really beautiful glow. Now, I've never used this product before and I think it's beautiful and I really love it. Like, this highlighter to me is gorgeous. Now, I do know that it's not beam me up to space type of highlighter, but it gives you a very beautiful, natural, glowy look, which to me is beautiful for every single day. And that's kind of like the look I usually do. I do like to have my highlighter beaming every once in a while, but for the most part, I usually like to have it looking very subtle. So I do love that. The bronzer in here is beautiful. I love this bronzer. It has a little bit of warmth to it, but it has a little bit more of a cool tone. And I just think it looks so amazing on me. So I really, really love this color. So I really think that the bronzer looks really, really great on my skin tone. I think it's great. I love the bronzer. It's beautiful. And the two blushes are really, really, really pretty. Like I told you guys before, the middle one is my favorite blush. This one's gonna look really, really pretty too with some more softer looks, but I love the palette so far. Now, I do feel like there's probably going to be people comparing this to last year's palette and the year before. Now, I don't own those palettes, so I can't do that for you. But looking at the photographs of other years' palettes, the only thing I can tell you, this one looks like it's a lot more pigmented. Now, I could be wrong about that, but the pigment on this looks very strong, and some of the other palettes looked a little bit more muted, so I think that this one has a more strong pigment to it. One thing I do want to point out to you guys, though, when you're thinking of purchasing this, if you guys do own these three shades right here, think twice about purchasing it. Now, I do think that these shades up here are beautiful, but if you already own half the palette, I would just tell you guys maybe think a little bit more on whether you want to purchase this whole palette just for 3 shades. If you guys own any of the previous holiday palettes and you're still using it and maybe you have these 3 shades here, that would be something that I would tell you guys, maybe think twice about purchasing this one, because even though these 3 brand new shades are absolutely stunning, I would not want to tell you guys like go and buy this if you already own half the palette. That would be like you guys have to really love these shades up here. Now, I personally, like I said, I don't own any of the other holiday palettes, and I think that this is beautiful. And I personally think that if you are somebody who's never tried the Hourglass brand, or if you've never purchased one of these palettes, I really honestly do love the fact that 3 of their best-selling products are inside of this palette, because being somebody who does not own any of the previous holiday palettes, I love that I can really play with some of like their real best sellers and have them all in one compact, which I think is really, really nice. I definitely think that you guys would probably really enjoy it. I love the pigment, I love the colors, and I think it's beautiful. The only setback for me was I don't love the packaging because it does feel a little bit too lightweight for me. I hope that it doesn't crack or break or anything. I think it's probably sturdy enough, but I would have liked it better if it would have been in a harder container than this plastic. However, I do like the whole idea of it being a ghost, and that's actually kind of what called my attention to purchase it. Like when I heard ghost palette, I was like, ooh, ghost, you know what I mean? So anyways, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to answer any of your questions. If I did not answer your question, don't forget, please look down in the comments section and add me any questions that you guys think that I didn't answer for you, and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave me your comments, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.